I love it. It's a sort of return to a home. I have friends here now and I love the audience here. And the films are always incredibly inspiring, so it's a great festival. It was as I'd hoped. It was incredibly lively. The audience was very engaged, and my sense was that there were many, many young filmmakers there, and that's the kind of audience I love for these moments, because it's really a conversation and a dialogue. That film, which we made 30 years ago, is based on a very, very beautiful book by Virginia Woolf, which was from 1928. And I read it when I was young. I was, I think, 13 when I read it. And it was immediately my favorite book, and I used to sleep with it under my pillow. It's a book about being free, really limitless. And this central person, I won't even call him or her a character, they're a person, they're a spirit, lives forever, they're immortal, and they, at a certain point, he becomes a she. There's this feeling of fluidity, there's this feeling of openness, and my sense is that that kind of freedom, you know, she could then become a dog or a fly later on. There's this feeling of absolute evolution in the book. And so when Sally Potter asked me to work with her on a film of it, it was such a joy. And I love that film, and it feels as if it was made yesterday. I think his wit. He's so witty, and he's so amused, and they're so beautiful. And every frame, you could stop every Wes Anderson film at every frame, and you have an extraordinary work of art that you can look at all the detail. And I know, having worked with him, all the detail of every single stone, every single button is so precise, and he has such a delight in making these worlds. This is, again, a film that's based on a great book by Lionel Shriver about the mother of a school shooter, a boy who ends up perpetrating a massacre at his school in America. And it's really about her, how she becomes a mother. And I think we all have this experience. When we hear of an atrocity like this, we very often quite quickly think of the mother. We think, what is it like for her to know that her son or daughter has perpetrated such an atrocity? And that's really the sort of grain in the heart of the story. What is Eva Cacciatore, and how did she bring this child up? How was it possible for her to be a mother to this boy? And what's the disconnect between them? It's a very tough film, very hard to watch sometimes. But I was already a mother when I started working on it, and I was fortunate enough to know that I really had a bond with my children. I have twins, and I immediately loved them. But I was also aware in that moment that it might have been different, and that some women have the misfortune to not feel this bond. And that's a really, really difficult thing to live with. And Eva is such a woman. She doesn't have a bond with her child. And I think that women deserve such endless compassion for this experience. And their children also need help that these two don't get. For humanity, it's extremely dangerous. And we have to take it extremely seriously. And we have to be aware that if we don't regulate it now or yesterday, we're going to be in real trouble. I think 50% of the people who worked on creating AI or who work now in companies that perpetrate AI have said that they think there's an 18% chance that AI will bring about the destruction of humanity. If you had 50% of the engineers who built a plane tell you that they think there's an 18% chance that your plane is going to fall out of the sky, you wouldn't get on the plane. And I think we have to take this very, very, very seriously. I don't choose my roles, I always choose my people. I always choose the people who I want to play with. And sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes, those people are working in big studios. And when they ask me to come and play, it's like someone inviting you to a very big party. it's a real adventure. And but my connection with the people is the thing that makes me travel.